Welcome back to the Immobilist. Today we're having a look at this nice and beautiful e-bike. It's the TST R002. It's a moped-style e-bike where you can sit at least 2, maybe 4 people. It is full suspended. It has a powerful motor with 1,500 watts. And the price is coming down from over $2,000 to $999. So really cheap right now. I like this very much. Actually, currently this is my favorite bike. I use this a lot and I tell you why in this video. Have fun. If you don't know me, I'm the Immobilist. I tested and reviewed at least 150 bikes. You can see it on my channel. I'm from Germany. I'm an engineer. I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm talking about. This is because I have a lot of experience in these kind of bikes. And now I want to share my experience with you. And this is an honest and authentic review. So I'm not telling you any bullshit or anything. I really like this bike because it is full suspended, front suspension, rear suspension. It has a powerful motor. I like the style very much of the bike. I like the handlebars. I like the throttle of it. So in the end, for less than $1,000, this is a really good deal. It looks nice, it rides nice. And now we have a look at the different components in detail. Yeah, first of all, we have a rear hub motor and you can see it within the rims. It's nicely integrated. It has a peak power of 1,500 watts and you can really feel that acceleration on the bike. If you push the throttle or you just pedal, then you can use pedal assist. So in the end you get like 3 different modes. Mode number 1 is just riding a bike like a normal bike, but I wouldn't recommend this because this one is really heavy, so you don't want to use it without a motor. The second one is pedal assist. So you can just ride it like a normal bike, and depending on your support level, it accelerates to a certain degree. So level 1 accelerates maybe to 7 miles, level 2 accelerates to 30 miles. It goes up to 21 miles an hour, so this is really, really fast. And like the third version is just using the throttle, then you don't have to pedal at all. So in the end, this is really convenient, and the motor is really powerful with 1,500 watts. Yeah. The R002 has excellent off-road capabilities. Another thing I really like about this bike are the hydraulic disc brakes. Front and rear hydraulic disc brakes. So in the end, the feeling is way better. Also for maintenance purposes, this is less maintenance on a hydraulic disc brake. It has a very accurate braking performance, so I like this very much. And I have another bike which is pretty much the same price, and there they have mechanical disc brakes. So I think for this price, having hydraulic disc brakes is really a good deal. For sure, you have a display and a remote control. With the display and the remote control, it's a color display. And with the remote control, you can kind of adjust the different supporting levels. You can switch on the light, and you also have a blinker, which you can use also with the remote control. So this is very sophisticated, and this is even more I have on all the other bikes. So everything is there where it should be. We have headlights, very powerful headlights, and it looks really like a moped style. And we also have rear lights. So for this, I had to mount this rear light from that position to this position because the bike comes without this extension, and you just have to attach this extension yourself. And then the rear light needs to go from here to there. However, that's an easy task. It took me about 10 minutes or something. And now this is pretty nice because they have the cable length is also just there. So you can just pull on it and then the rear light goes to the rear back of the bike. So they thought about everything, which I like a lot. So yeah, this is very well integrated, very powerful light. And for safety purposes, I think it's really necessary to have a good light front and rear, and also a blinker. Wow, yeah, even in the riverbed, here's lots of sand. You can actually ride around with the R002. It got a powerful 1500 watts peak motor, so it's actually capable to ride in sand as well. So off-road capabilities and sand and snow riding capabilities absolutely given. And that's actually one thing I like very much about this bike, that it's so versatile. You can use it in the sand, you can use it in the snow, and you can use it as a cargo bike to actually transport your whole family. With which bike can you do that? That's impressive. It is very comfortable. If you have a look on it, how you sit there. So you can just sit like this. You can just kind of sit wherever you want. You can also adjust the handlebar a little bit in its angle. So I made it facing a little bit more towards me because maybe I have short arms or something. I don't really know. But for me, this is more comfortable. You could also have it like here, wherever you want. So there's adjustment possible. So from an ergonomic perspective, this works quite well, I think. And then you got also this extension. So another person could sit here. And there's also some footrests which you can just get out. So for the other person, he or she can just sit here. And in the end, we are trying. I did this with my two sons. So we had like 3 of us sitting here. And we will try, if it's possible, to have even my wife sitting here on the rear. Let's see, just from the payload, the maximum payload. So in the end, it shouldn't be an issue with the whole family of us. So this is pretty cool that you have a bike like this, which you can kind of use as a cargo bike. I mean, you look like a family from Thailand or something, because they're always sitting like 4 persons on a bike like this. But this really works for this bike. So that's something I like a lot because it's versatile, it's powerful, it's rocked, it has a good threaded wheels. And I also like very much the rims, what we have here. So just from the style of it, it's beautiful and it rides really easy. You can see the battery is pretty strong. There's an indicator for the current state of charge. It has 48 volts, 15 amps of power. So they say it gives you around 65 miles of range. It always depends on how you ride, if you're using pedal assist or throttle mode. But I would say something like 40 miles should be really possible, even in throttle mode, depending on the rider's weight for sure. So this is a really huge battery, which is good for a bike like this because the bike is pretty heavy, so you don't really want to carry it. But with this battery, at least you have a lot of range. As mentioned before, we have a very good suspension for the front and for the rear. So in the end, comfort is key on this bike. Since it's a bike, you also have a shifter. We have a Shimano 7-gear shifting on this bike. So really easy to access the different gears. If you're going uphill, you can use the motor to its full extent, but you can also use your own power of your legs, since you can just go to the first gear and then you can really go uphill like steep hills. If you have a look at the website, the recommended height is 5.2 until 6.4. So for me, it works fine. Also, the maximum rider capacity would be 450 pounds. So you can easily go there with 4 people, like my whole family would fit. But the bike itself has a weight of 72 pounds, so it's pretty heavy. You don't want to really carry it. However, you just don't need to carry it too much because this is a bike you want to ride and don't carry. So it's not always sunshine, it's also rain. So also for this bike, we have advantages and disadvantages. So I told you a lot about the advantages of the bike, and it's really true, I like the bike. However, there are some things I don't really like, which could be minor or something. But in the end, if you have a seat here and you kind of have those additional footrests there, it sometimes happens that you get like connected with your foot to this footrest, then you rather have to have your foot a little bit more on the front of the wheel, or you just use the throttle, then it doesn't matter. But if you really use pedal assist and the footrest is out, it could be a problem. Another thing is, so we have the blinker, which you can activate by double clicking the plus or double clicking the minus button. However, if you just want to move from one support level to the other support level, so you just switch your bike on, you want to go to assisting level 5 and you just click fast to assisting level 5. That doesn't work because then you kind of activate the blinker. So you have to go slowly to assisting level 5. For some bikes this is different. So this is something for people if they really want to go to the maximum assist level and they click, 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 you actually activate the blinker and you don't really go up with the assisting level. It's a minor disadvantage, I would say. From my perspective, this is not a big thing. But apart from that, this is really a beautiful bike and honestly I like it a lot. This is one of my favorite bikes, and maybe the throttle, if you have a look here, the throttle and your thumb, there's like a little screw here which is in its way. So sometimes I think they could kind of position the throttle a little bit better. I don't really like it how it's positioned here, but also a minor thing, you get used to it. So apart from that, this is a really beautiful bike. Makes a lot of fun to ride this bike. So I would definitely recommend it, especially for the price tag, what you have right now, which is below $1,000. So before it used to be 2,000 something dollars, now it's below $1,000 for this price tag. This is a really good bike. So yeah, thank you guys very much. Have a look at my other playlist where I'm reviewing different bikes, also in English. There's a lot of English videos already. There's the playlist, and then just click the subscribe button, then you don't miss any updates from the e-mobilist. I have lots of different bikes which I'm gonna show you, and skateboards and one wheels and everything is in my garage. So yeah, just follow me for more updates, and thank you very much. And have a great day. See you. Bye-bye.